Hi guys, I think we are live now. Good to see a lot of people who have joined us already. So good to see those who have joined us, and I hope more of you will join us soon. So good to see a lot of people are actually seriously taking their CAT preparation, and I hope most of you will be seriously starting with the CAT preparation now, with like finding the syllabus, appearing for mocks. I hope all of that has started. In this particular session, I want the session to be as interactive as possible. So please actually ask me as many questions as you want, as many doubts as you want. So in the live chat, whatever doubts you have, whatever questions you have, please keep asking, because I want this session to be very, very interactive. Okay, so let's get started. And I see a lot of people have already joined us. So just in the chat box, let me know like how your preparation is going, what doubts you have. And in this particular session, I will be giving you exactly things that I know are tried and tested when it comes to keeping consistency. How do you stay consistent for the remaining 5 months to CAT as such? So how do you actually stay consistent? How you make sure that actually the syllabus gets done, the practice gets done? So I'll be discussing all of that. But for that, I want you guys to let me know how your preparation is going, where you are in your journey to cracking CAT. How much work are you putting in on a regular basis? So just drop in a hi, just let me know how you're doing and how your preparation is going. And all those who have joined us, just a small request to all of you, please like the stream, please share it with anybody who is preparing for CAT. This helps us immensely, it motivates us to do more of these streams, and it would help us reach more students. So please like the stream, okay? Hi, good evening to all those who have joined. Ma'am, when will the new batch for 2025 start? Any age limit to appear for CAT? So the new batch for CAT 2025, you can already take the CAT 2025 course from Krakow. So if you want, just drop in a line to support@krakow.in. We will help you with subscribing for the course. Is there any age limit to appear for CAT? There isn't an age limit as such, but you need to complete a graduation course, which is at least 3 years graduation course. So that imposes a limit, because you have to complete your 12th standard and then a minimum 3-year course. So you cannot appear for CAT unless you are in the final year of a 3-year course, 3 to 4-year course as such. Okay. So hi all those who have joined. Hi Aditya. You're a CAT 2027 aspirant. It's very good that you have already started. See, a lot of people might think that you can actually crack CAT in 5 months, in 2 months. A lot of people will tell you that there is a lot of time for CAT as such. But the point is that you can definitely crack CAT in 3 months. You can crack CAT in 2 months. The idea is that if you want to really crack CAT, you have to solve a lot of questions. If you have more time, you can solve more questions and you can get a better score. So if you're preparing for CAT 2027, that is great. I wish that you use the time wisely and you make sure that you prepare for CAT by solving thousands of questions. You have it, that's a possibility with you that you will actually solve thousands of questions as such. And if you actually solve thousands of questions, you will get like 99.99 plus also. Okay, so I hope and I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you actually solve thousands of questions. Okay, hi. Hi Bhaskar, ma'am, VSC marks are fluctuating very much. Sometimes I get 10 questions right, sometimes get only 5 to 6 questions correct. Don't know what to do. Bhaskar, there are 2 things that I will always tell about VARC. Firstly, when it comes to accuracy and attempt rate, separate VA and RC. RC accuracy is one thing, VA accuracy is different thing completely. In RC, I want you to attempt at least 3 RCs with an accuracy rate of 80%. Here, accuracy is super important. If you have spent 5 minutes reading an RC and you are able to attempt only 1 out of the 4 questions correctly, that is a very bad scenario to have. So here basically in RC, I say that your accuracy rate should be at least 80% as such, which means that of like the 3 RCs that you solve, the 12 questions that you solve, you should be getting at least if not 9 to 10 questions at least right out of those 12. Because if you don't get those 9 to 10 questions right, it will be difficult for you to clear the overall cutoff. So that is the idea as such. Now, if you are struggling to achieve the VARC 80% accuracy rate, what should you do? Slow down, take your time with each RC. Your attempt rate will go down, your marks might also go down, but let that happen. It is first important to get up to the 80% accuracy level. How do you get to the 80% accuracy level? So I always I advocate for a method called active reading. Active reading means you read a paragraph, you write down the main point, and you keep doing that for every paragraph and the overall passage till you get a good hold on the passage. Once you have a good hold on the passage, you can then answer the questions with improved accuracy. So currently if your accuracy is at say 50%, that will slowly go up to 60%, 70% and then 80%. It won't go up in a day, it won't go up in a week, it might go up slightly in a month. In 2 months, you will see real progress when it comes to RC. So that is the first thing. In RC, do active reading. And if you are not getting 80% accuracy, you can lower the attempt rate, you can slow yourself down, but improve the accuracy as such. Slowly what will happen is that once you become more accurate in your attempts in RC, you can then amp up the attempt rate. If you are able to do only 2 RCs now, you can then try to go for 3 RCs later or 4 RCs later once you get a good hold on doing those 2 RC. So that is the strategy that I would say. This is for RCs. To get good score in VRC, you need to do well in RCs. VA are like a bonus. They are like icing on top. The important part of VRC section is doing well in RC. For VA, you can focus on VA in the last 2 months before CAT because they are far less important than RC as such. So I would say get your RC accuracy up to 80%. Do at least 2 RCs with 80% accuracy, then 3 RCs with 80% accuracy, and then move to VA as such. Okay. So this is the strategy that I would say, and do active reading. Okay. Hi Balaji, how can I manage to score consistent score in mocks? So I'll be explaining what is consistency in preparation and what is consistency in mocks. I'll explain both of those things, and what you should aim for also I'll explain. So I see a lot of people have joined us. I see more than 55 people have joined us. So what I would request all of those who have joined us to please like the stream. It helps us tremendously in reaching more students. It motivates us to hold more of these streams. So please like the stream. Another thing that I would mention is that for those people who are who have just started the preparation or who have whose preparation is already under the way, please make sure that you are practicing mocks. It is very important that in July that you start solving mocks religiously. This is the point of time from which you should be taking mocks regularly. If you're looking for high quality mocks, do check out Kraku's Dashcats. So in the chat box, we have put the link to Kraku's Dashcats. They are very high quality mocks. Me and Maruti make all the questions, we check all the questions, and we also give live attempts of each other's sections as such. So you will see a good mock with video solutions with live attempt also. So you get even test taking strategies also from us. Okay, so please do check out Kraku's mocks. Okay. So somebody is asking okay. Is it worth giving CAT for someone with 12 plus years of work experience and thinking of switching careers? You can give CAT, but along with CAT, I would say that give GMAT and look for the PGPX programs of many of the MBA institutes, or IMA, B, C have executive courses for those with a lot of work experience. So with your 12 years of experience, you'll be right applicant for those courses. So they accept CAT scores also, they accept GMAT scores also. So you can consider both of the exams for those kind of courses. Hi Dolly, not getting accuracy in verbal, please help. So just as I mentioned how to get accuracy, first focus on RC accuracy, then move on to VA section. Okay. And those who are also looking for a structured way to prepare for CAT, if you've just started your CAT preparation or don't know how to actually go about it, do check out Kraku's 120-day batch. So we are launching a new batch which is going to cover the entire CAT syllabus in 120 days. The batches are structured in this way that we give you every single day, we give you batch tasks. So the batch task will tell you that today you have to see these concept videos. You are going to not only see these concept videos but do these following concept tests. So we make sure that your entire syllabus is covered, and with that, with each concept you get adequate practice of that concept as such. CAT is a practice based exam. You need to solve hundreds of thousands of questions to actually do well in CAT, and we make sure that not only your concept coverage is done but you also are tested on each concept that you learn. So do check out Kraku's 120-day batch. The link is in the chat box. Okay. Can someone having a gap of 6 to 7 years go for CAT exam now working? that is fine if you're able to explain why that gap is there. I know a lot of people have big gaps like that because they have been preparing for UPSC, and I have seen students with large gaps also manage to come back to like MBA preparation and clear CAT and clear interviews also. But you need to have a convincing story for that. You need to prepare for that. You need to like rehearse like answering questions for that for your interview. So it is not that it will be a it will like kill all chances of conversion, but you need a very convincing answer why you took that 6 to 7 years gap. I'm suspecting like many students who actually, there are many students who have those kind of gaps, and those kind of gaps generally come from UPSC. So if that is the case, you need to explain why you went for UPSC and why you are leaving that. Hi, Sri Mukesh, I'm able to study only 2 sections a day. Is that good? That is fine. Actually, some people even study just 1 section. So one day they do only quant, or one day they do only verbal, or one day they do only DILR, which is fine also. So I'll just tell you what is needed to stay consistent. There are 3 big things which are important for being consistent in your preparation: time, place, and schedule. If you have these 3 things locked down, you will stay consistent. If any of these 3 things is variable that you have left undecided, which is like to be decided as such, then you will not be consistent. So what do I mean by time? There should be a fixed time every single day that you have earmarked only for CAT preparation. It can be early in the morning, it can be late at night, but that time should not be encroached by anything else. So it should not be that, okay, you have a late night work, office work or something like that. So because of that, you are not able to do CAT preparation, or because you are have to travel, you are not able to do CAT preparation. It should be that every day, no matter what happens, come rain and shine, you are there at, like, if you have put 7 to 8 a.m., every single 7 to 8 a.m. you are there to study for that given fixed period. So if you have time locked down, it will make your preparation much more structured, much more consistent. The second variable is place. I always say that you should have a clean, uncluttered desk on which you can sit and you can completely focus on your CAT preparation. A cluttered desk will hamper your CAT preparation, and uncluttered, clean, organized desk will help you. Have all the things that you need for CAT preparation ready. Have your computer, have the schedule printed in front of you. Know exactly when you are going to take every mock. What I even suggest is that have a mock schedule which you are going to say that I'm going to take this much mock, and print out a sheet which tells what scores you have gotten in each mock as such. Many people use Excel to track their mock scores, to track their sectional scores also. But I would say that a printed sheet which you have to actually write down on actually reinforces the habit that you will not only take mocks regularly, but you will also acknowledge mistakes, acknowledge or own up to like missed mocks, own up to like not sticking with schedule also. So I would say that keep those kind of schedules in front of you, a clean, cluttered workplace. This is super important to staying consistent. The third most important thing is a schedule. You need to know exactly what you will be doing, not just today, but tomorrow, day after tomorrow. What exactly do you plan to study? Where do you plan to practice from? What mocks or sectionals you plan to take? That schedule should be ready. If you do not have a schedule with you, do not worry. Krakow provides schedules for free. So if you join Krakow's 120-day batch, we'll not only give you a daily schedule, we'll also give you the sources or resources for each section, each topic and each part of the syllabus. But whether you join the batch or not, you can download that schedule for free. So you can know exactly what needs to be covered, what are the different concepts that need to be covered, and exactly what would be the priority order of doing that. So we always put arithmetic first, we always put reading comprehension first, we always put puzzles and table and charts first as such, because they are the most important part of each of the section. So if you want to look for a schedule, a right way of going about preparation, do check out Krakow's course. And if you are not even subscribing to the course, please at least download the schedule. It will be an invaluable resource to firstly make sure that you do not miss any part of the syllabus, and to make sure that you stay consistent with your preparation. I see a lot more people have joined us. So those who have joined us as such, please like the stream. It helps us quite a bit it motivates us quite a bit to hold more of these streams, and it helps us reach more students. So please like the stream. Okay, so I'll answer some more of your questions. But in general, just let me know if you are staying consistent with the preparation or not, and what is essentially stopping you from staying consistent. Okay, so Mohit asked, ma'am, my verbal section is very bad, getting 6 to 9 marks in mocks, what to do? Mohit, you should basically say that, okay, this is critical right now. 6 to 9 marks will not do. This is like the most important thing that you have to focus on from now till November. This is like the mission, critical mission as such. So what should you do now? The first thing is that you should practice a lot of RCs, a lot of reading. If you have a good habit of reading, if you have like read a lot from school onwards, if you have the habit of reading, then you don't need to actually read essays and like articles and all. You can directly go to practicing RCs. But in case you do not have a reading habit, what I generally say is that give like 2 hours specifically for RC, 1 hour with general reading. So you can read from Aeon essays, you can read from The Economist, you can read from the Guardian, you can read from different sources and do active reading. So in active reading, you read a paragraph, you write down the main point. You read a paragraph, you write down the main point. Do this for various sources of like general reading as such. And what this will actually encourage you is like it will develop a reading habit in you, which is super important. That is the first 1 hour of daily practice. The second hour of daily practice is for actually solving RCs. I want you to solve at least 3 RCs in this particular time. If you have a good source of RC preparation, I would say that one very good source of RC preparation is CAT Daily Target. Daily Targets, you will get 1 RC every single day with video explanation also. So that will help you quite a bit in knowing how to solve the RC, how to read the RC also. You can also solve RCs from Kraku's study room as such. Another good source for RC practice is the previous year's papers. They are available in mock format as well as PDF format, freely available on Kraku. So you can download all previous year's papers as PDFs from the previous years also. So what I would suggest is 2 hours every single day, just focus on RC. First hour on general reading, second hour on practicing as many RCs as possible. Do active reading and just this is like your first primary focus. Keep doing this until you at least achieve 20 marks in VARC. Then you can spend equal time between the different sections, because if you are getting single digits in VARC, this should be like the focus of your preparation right now. Okay, so let's see. So Shri Mukesh is saying my OCD is sabotaging my preparation. See Shri Mukesh, it is very good thing that you have already identified what the pain point or problem is. Now there are 2 things that you can do. There are 2 paths that will come from this. One path is to ignore the problem, the other path is to tackle the problem head on. Now you realize it is the OCD, so how do you tackle with, or how do you handle OCD in really important moments of your life? You will also have to handle your OCD or address your OCD or keep it in check, right? So you need to know techniques, methods, etc. to address that. Now I would say that if you take the path of ignoring the issue, what will happen is that what is stopping your consistency today will hamper your overall progress, and that the fruit of that will be born in November. Or you can say that today I have recognized there is a problem. I am going to make sure that I tackle the problem, and from here till November I am consistent in my efforts as possible. Whenever there is a problem and you have identified the problem, that is, I would say, halfway there. Now the remaining halfway also has to be put in. Make sure that you actually address the issue. Find methods that work for you in addressing the OCD and staying consistent. Hi Saurabh. Ma'am, I'm getting 32 to 34 in VRC sectionals of Kraku. Attempting 20 plus, is this good for now? It is good, but I guess that if you're getting 32 to 34 in VRC sectionals right now, you are actually good in this particular section. 32 to 34 is a good score. Now, if you're good in VRC sections, you need to push further so that you can get to 40s. See, if you want to get to like the old IIMs or the top institutes as such, FMS, XLRI, old IIMs, etc., you need a decent score in all 3 sections, and in one of the sections you have to like completely hit it out of the park. So if somebody is a quantitatively oriented person, I'd say get a good score in your 30s in VARC, get a good score, like solve 2 sets in DILR and really do well in quant. So you should get 40 plus in quant. Now if your strength is VARC, then 30 plus is not enough in VARC, because then you will get 30 plus in quant, 30 plus or like 2 sets in DILR. And here from VARC you need 40 to 50 as such. So if you are already scoring in 32 and 34 in July itself, you need to push yourself to like take that up from 32 to 34 to 40 and 50 as such. I'll give you two examples as such. There's my scores and there's Maruti scores. I generally score around 99.94, 99.95, and Maruti scores 100 percentile. The way we achieve the scores is very different. For Maruti, what he tries to do is he tries to get a decent score in verbal. He tries to get 40 marks in verbal. He tries to do 2 sets, maybe 3 sets from DILR. But he tries to get like full marks in quant, 66 on 66, because he has realized to get those top percentiles, you have to really excel in one section. For me, quant is not my strength. I got only, I think, 21 or so marks in quant this year, but I still got, I think, 99.91 or 92 as such. I got 2 DILR sets. So DILR, I get 2 sets every time. I get 2 sets correct. Quant, my attempt rate is itself low, so I don't score very well in quant. So where do I get my marks from? I always get my marks from VARC section. One of those 3 sections you have to do really well in. For me, that section is VARC. For Maruti, that section is quant. You need your section and one section that you'll completely do well in, because that section will give you the marks to really go to the 99 percentile mark as such. Okay. So, do you attend RC in order to give given an exam or based on your choice? I basically attend it in the order given because I solve the entire VARC section. I don't skip anything. The idea is that you can order it by choice essentially, but I generally attempt the whole thing because I don't need to go back and forth, and I save on time by doing that. You can also order it on the basis of just trying to break monotony. So this is what Maruti does. Maruti does 1 RC, 1 VA question, 1 RC, 1 VA question. I basically do all 4 RCs and then I do the VA questions. Okay. So somebody asked, ma'am, how to tackle philosophy based RCs? They're quite boring. I couldn't study further because of that particular genre. How to overcome? I'll tell you this, Sanya, this is something that I see often, okay? How to handle philosophy RCs. How often do philosophy RCs come? From the 3 slots, 1 RC of across the 3 slots was philosophy RC. Then this is in VARC section. In quant, many people get hung up on progressions and series or algebra or geometry or number systems. These are smaller portions. If you have this one big pain point, the idea is that, okay, you should do something to address that main point, but it shouldn't help you, it shouldn't prevent you from doing well in the rest of the section. So even if philosophy RC is not something that you're very good in, the informative RCs you should completely crack. The persuasive RCs you should completely crack. Any RC which is scientific and informative in nature, you should know exactly how to tackle that, because most of the RCs are informative RCs. So generally what happens is that we fixate on this one thing, which is not a very high weightage thing also. Philosophy RCs practice, philosophy RCs are important, they are asked, but the weightage or probability is fairly low. So to fixate on that one thing is not a very good idea. What I would suggest is practice a few philosophy RCs, but they are definitely not make or break when it comes to your CAT preparation. Okay. Is it possible to score 95 percentile in 130 days? It is not only possible to score 95 percentile, it is possible to score 99 percentile also, 99.5 percentile also. Basically what happens is that when your number of days go on decreasing, the time required per day goes on increasing. So if you are preparing for 6 months, you need 2 hours. If you are preparing for 5 months also, you need 2.5 hours. If you have 120 days, you need 3 hours as such. So if you have 130 days now, you need to give 3 hours every single day. Till now, we used to say give 2 hours, give 2 hours. Now that we are with the 120 day, 4 month mark, I would say give 3 hours every day. If you give 3 hours every day, the syllabus will be completed, the practice will be done. You will have adequate amount of practice before the CAT exam. You will also have some buffer time before the exam to just completely focus on practicing. So you should finish your syllabus, you should practice the syllabus, all the concept and concept test should be completed. But the idea is that around September end and start of October, you should shift gears. Towards more of practice. So from October onwards, you should start solving questions from study room. You should start giving mocks and sectionals more regularly. So you give mock every weekend, and between those mocks in the middle of the week, you should give sectionals as such. Those will give you that practice boost that is needed. So it's like giving a big boost to your score as such. Without practice, you will be at 70-80 percentile. With practice, 80 percentile becomes 90 percentile, 90 percentile becomes 99 percentile. So that is essentially what is the impact of practice, and you need some time near like October end and November to just basically lock yourself away from the entire like everything else, just completely forget everything else and just solve as many questions as possible. Lock yourself away for 3-4 hours or 5-6 hours every single day and just solve questions like crazy. Solve RC sets, solve LRDI sets, solve lot of quant questions. That is what is important. Okay. Good evening, Vikas. Okay. I have two main questions. The time for RCs is about 10 minutes due to active reading. Accuracy is 90%. How to reduce time? Second is how to analyze RCs. Okay. See, if your RC accuracy is 90%, that is very good. Now you are taking RC, you are taking 10 minutes. That is slightly on the higher side. I want you to bring it down to 8 minutes. Ideally, for reading the RC, you should take 5 minutes. For answering the questions, you should take 3 minutes. Now, I would suggest one place where a lot of people spend a lot of time is where and how much time they use for like writing the main point as such. Active reading is important, but writing the main point very quickly, very efficiently is also important. So don't spend a whole lot of time in writing the main point. The main point is basically a way for you to remember what is there in the passage. So you can use as like minimal main point as possible. Do not try to like write the summary of the paragraph. It should just help you understand what is the main point of that particular paragraph. So first place that you should try to like find or like find a way to cut time is basically in how much time you use to write the main point as such. Make it a efficient process, as efficient as possible. That will become an efficient process through practice. If you solve hundreds of RCs, you will become like, you will start writing the main point without even having to like think about it a lot. The second place where time is wasted when it comes to VARC is in like when you are confused between options, when you are like confused whether is it B or C, then you just keep looking at the options and you are not sure whether it is B, whether it is C. People come back to the question and then change from B to C. Then they go ahead. Then again they come back and put it back to C. Now this is a big waste of time. I will tell you that do not second guess. Whatever is your instinct, whatever is your initial instinct, go with it. If you're confused between two options, analyze those options very carefully. See what are the similarities, see what are the dissimilarities. Focus on the dissimilarities. Take a decision, stick with the decision, don't come back to the question again. Whether you're confused about it, not confused about it, mark it and go ahead. At the very end of the section, if you still have time, you can then come back to it. But it is unlikely you will have time. If it is taking you 10 minutes, it will not have. So these are the two areas where you can try to focus to cut down the time it is taking for you to answer RCs. How to increase accuracy in VARC above 90%, how much time should be spent overall in RCs? Okay, so basically if it is 90%, it's a very good accuracy as such. RC accuracy of 80% and above in RCs is excellent. Then once it is above 80%, you should be focusing on attempt rate. So you should be pushing how many questions you can solve in those 40 minutes. So 90% accuracy is excellent. So then you need to focus on attempt rate and not accuracy. That you should then focus how much time is it taking for me to read the paragraph, how much time is it taking for me to write down the main points, to tackle each question, how much time it is taking. Then you have to focus on that and not like, it is not important to push accuracy to 100%. 80% basically make sure that whatever you are attempting, you are getting the right reward for it. If your accuracy is at 50%, what is happening is that you are attempting, you are reading, you are doing a lot of work, but you are getting 2 questions right, 2 questions wrong, 6 questions minus to 4 marks. That is basically like a very poor reward for spending 10 minutes as such. So that is basically what you should try to avoid doing. If you are at 80% accuracy, then focus on attempt rate, not on accuracy. Okay. Hi Kritika, is it a good way of solving questions in weekdays 4 hours per day and weekends for completing concept videos and concept tests? I would say that I would prefer the opposite, where you first focus on concept videos and concept tests and practice question on weekdays. It is fine actually. Go with what is more comfortable with you. But what I would suggest is that when you are seeing the concept video, then and there itself, after the concept video, do the concept test. That is also fine. I think your schedule, if it works for you, it works for you. I would prefer if you did the weekday and practice. But again, that is my own preference based on how I think and how I work. But if this is working for you, at the end of the day, what I want is that at the end of the week, you have completed all the concept videos, you have done all the concept tests. and you have adequate practice. If it is happening, whatever order is working for you, do with that. I would say that if it works for you, it works for you. That's it. Who coined the term Einstein's puzzle? I don't know, but it is a very common puzzle that is asked, and basically it's a very simple puzzle to ask. See, you should also like have some amount of insight into the paper setter, right? How will the paper setter come up with like innovative LR puzzles every single year? Year after year, they have to think of not just 4 LRDI sets, but 12 LRDI sets. Now, for them to do that, it is like a very difficult thing. So then they will like think that, okay, I'll put one type of puzzle set. Okay, what kind of puzzle set can I put? I'll put an Einstein's puzzle. But it can't be a simple Einstein's puzzle. So they'll take Einstein's puzzle and put like an overlay of quant on it. Or they'll take an Einstein's puzzle and put an overlay of arrangement on it. I'll take an Einstein's puzzle and put an overlay of 2D space thinking to it. They'll put some additional like tadka of something else on top of an Einstein's puzzle, because it is easy to make. You have to make 12 sets, you have to think of something, right? So that's why it has, it is something which is super important and super common and frequent as such, okay? Priyanshu is asking, ma'am, mujhe quant bilkul nahi aata, kaise karu, any suggestions? I would say that the most important thing that you have to remember is quant mein practice is the most important thing. It's like, I can tell you how to swim, but unless you get in the water, you are not going to learn how to swim. So the thing is that in quant, concept video dekho, concept test karo, make sure that you understand the basic concept. You know the theorems, you know the formulas, you know what is like, if it is profit and loss, you know what is mark price, cost price, selling price, everything that you know. But that is not enough, because that will only tell you how, like the theory behind solving questions. But actually solving questions is like, you have to get in the water, you have to solve like something, only then you will really get the confidence. So how do you do that? So idea is that you see the videos, you see the concept test, and in the concept test, try to like apply what you have learned. Now in the concept test itself also, sometimes a lot of students struggle in getting the concept test questions right. So what you should do is that, okay, fine, I was not able to solve this particular concept test question. Go back to that particular part in the concept video right then. So then you will realize, okay, that ye samajh mein nahi aaya tha, isliye I didn't get this concept test question. Now to really be able to solve yourself quant questions, you have to solve from each topic, you have to solve 100 questions. So after this profit and loss video is done, concept test is done, go to the study room and solve 100 questions on your own. First 10 questions you will struggle a lot. You are not able to solve, it will be obvious. First 10, like first day, like first time you are running, for example, it will be very difficult for you to do. By the 11th to 20th question, it will be less difficult. 20th to 30th questions, much less difficult. By the 100th question that you have solved, you will feel like you're an expert in profit and loss. Now you become an expert in profit and loss, you become an expert in time, speed, distance, you become an expert in time and work, you become an expert in arithmetic. Still you are not an expert in quant. But slowly by slowly, brick by brick, you are essentially building a wall for quant. So that is exactly how you do well in quant as such. Learn the concept, take the concept test, solve 100 questions. That is a simple equation to doing well in quant. Hi, I see a lot of people have joined us. I would say that for all those who have joined us, a small request. Please like this stream, it helps us quite a bit in reaching more students. And if you're looking for a structured way to prepare for CAT, please do check out Kraku's courses. So we have the 120-day batch starting soon. And in that particular batch, we'll be giving you a proper schedule to follow. We'll tell you every single day what you have to watch, what tests you have to solve, and we will have a structured way of preparing for CAT. The syllabus will be covered. You will have ample practice, everything will be told to you so that do this, so that you don't have to think that what I have to do next, okay? Would finishing syllabus by August end while doing sectionals and questions from study room and the starting with mocks, rigorous solving and revision from September a good plan? See, in FRAs, that's an okay plan, but what I would suggest is take the mocks as per schedule. Do not leave mocks for September, because till then, if you have not taken a mock, you are in for a shock in September. Because the first few mocks are going to be bad. The first few times that you give a mock, it is going to be bad because you are not in any form to give mock. You are not in the this zone to give mocks. You get into the zone or practice of giving mocks only after the 5th or 6th mock that you have given. So don't leave mocks till September. You should start giving mocks now. Try to finish the syllabus till August end. You have access to the entire playlist. So even if your playlist goes on till September, you can front log it, finish the entire syllabus till August, and then from September, if you want to just like completely focus in on practice, that is excellent. very, very good. But don't leave mocks for September. Mocks should go as per the schedule. Mock should be every 2 weeks you should have a mock, because it is important to have that feedback on a weekly basis. If you do not have that feedback, you are in for a rude shock in September. And then when you find out what your actual strengths and weaknesses are, you won't have enough time to actually cover up for them. So take the mocks as per schedule. Try to finish the concept videos early and focus on practice. How to increase speed in RC? I can only attempt 2 out of 4. So Priyam, I just mentioned, try to see how much time you take for an RC. 5 minutes should be taken for reading the RC, writing down the main points, 3 minutes for the questions. 2 areas where time is wasted is in writing down the main points. People write too elaborate main points. The main point should be like very succinct, absolutely bare minimum should be written. And another place where people waste time is basically when they get confused between options. Try to see where you are actually losing time and try to reduce the time per RC to 8 minutes. Okay. It takes 30 minutes to solve a DILR set. I can solve more than one, but my speed in DILR is slow. Please suggest something. I'll tell you something which is true for all of this. If you're slow in DILR, if you're slow in RC, if you're slow in quant, there is only one solution. For everything, there's only one solution, which is practice. If you solve 2 DILR sets every single day, that 30 minutes will come down to 20 minutes. If you solve 1 DILR set in 1 week, it will stay at 30 minutes. If you solve 30-40 quant questions every single day, the time taken to solve a quant question will come down to 2 minutes. If you solve 10 questions in a week, it will stay at 3-4 minutes as such. If you solve 1 RC set in a week, the time taken to solve an RC set will be 10 minutes. If you solve 2 RC sets every single day, the time will come down to 8 minutes. So there is no other way to improve your attempt rate other than practice. Practice, solve, and then your attempt rate will improve. Then the time taken will reduce. Okay. How to analyze RCs? This is something somebody had also asked. How do you analyze RCs? How do you actually figure out where you went wrong? So here basically there are 2 things that you have to analyze. The type of RC, is it that you are not able to understand the RC, were you not able to understand the passage? That is one issue. The second issue is you have to analyze whether you were not able to understand the question type or the option properly. So one part is, did I understand the passage? Second part is, did I understand the question and the options? See where the error is occurring. Mostly what you will see is that there are some RCs which you don't understand because wavelength is not matching. So there basically the remedy to that or the cure for that is that you read more widely. You try to build a bigger base of your reading. So you start reading. If you're not able to understand economic articles, start reading more about the economy. Start reading more about science. Start reading from wide variety of sources. Then your base knowledge is there. You have some context of what is going on in the world around you. Then reading about something becomes easier. The second part is you are not able to understand a particular type of question, or options are like you are falling into option traps as such. If you are not able to understand a particular type of question, sort these by question type. So if you see the RC videos, we have essentially a RC video for each type of question: author, agree, disagree, main type, main idea of the passage, primary purpose, tone of the passage, next idea of the passage, where to continue. So we have considered all the different types of questions that can come, inference based questions in RCs. So we have essentially tried to identify the type of questions. Now you also see the question that you are generally not able to solve. Then say that, okay, whenever they are asking me questions with double negatives, I am actually getting confused. So when you realize, okay, there is a problem over here, the next time that question comes, you should be doubly careful in reading the question. All of these are wrong except, and then you actually read it as all of these are true except, or all of these are false except. So then you mark the first statement which is false. So you have to be very careful in those kind of questions. Find out which question you are not actually able to grasp intuitively, and find out and make sure that you know that any time that question comes, I'm more alert to the fact that I can make a mistake over here. Then there are option traps. There are certain types of option traps a lot of people fall for. Overgeneralization. People feel that, okay, generalization is the safest. I'm not being too specific. There's no distortion, no small changes. Generalized version is the best. But overgeneralization is also not a good option to choose in RCs. So RC also see what is the tendency or what is the error type that you're making generally. So keep a mark of, okay, I'm making this error many times. I'm making this type of error many times. Then a pattern will emerge. Once that pattern is evident to you, you can then say that, okay, I need to be more careful of these type of options. I need to be more careful of these type of questions as such. Okay, how to score at least 80 to 90 percentile in CAT. So very basic formula for that. You need to do 2 DILR sets, you need to do 10 questions in quant, you need to do 2 RCs plus 8 VA or 3 RCs plus 4 VA. If you're able to do all of these things, you're definitely getting to 90 percentile. The accuracy rate in all of these cases should be at least 80%. That's the basic formula. So whatever you attempt, you are attempting things which you are reasonably sure about, that you have actually solved, and you are not putting tukkas, and you are actually attempting like 2 RC plus 8 VA or 3 RC plus 4 VA, 2 LRDI sets, 10 to 12 questions. If you do this, you are getting 90 percentile plus easily. Okay. I've started my preparation last 10 days. So how do I need to work upon myself? I actually don't know how I can prepare for CAT, and multiple I'm like lacking in LRDI. So what I would say is, Prashant, first take a look at the syllabus. What I would suggest is, if you want to look for a structured way to prepare for CAT, do check out our courses. Our courses will tell you exactly how to go about it. You can also like drop a mail to support@kraku.in. Somebody can get in touch with you to explain the process. Another way is that at least download the schedule. The schedule will tell you what needs to be done, what exactly is the syllabus to be covered. So then you will know that, okay, ye padna hai, ye padna hai, ye padna hai, triangles karna hai, Apollonius theorem karna hai. At least the path forward will be clear to you. Okay. How many RCs should be attempted every day for practice in order to increase speed and accuracy? If you are poor in RC, 2 RCs minimum. If you are okay in RC, 1 RC should be enough if you are doing it every single day from now till CAT. Okay, I'll answer last few questions, and good to see a lot of people have joined us and a lot of people have come, and I hope I was able to answer most of your questions. I'm really sorry if I was not answering some of your questions. Do put the questions as comment below the videos, because we do answer every single comment to our videos also. So later on I will try to answer all the questions I was not able to answer during the live stream itself. So I'm waiting for, so I mentioned Daksh how to get 80 to 90 percentile. The accuracy rate is 80% accuracy, and the attempt split I mentioned. If you are able to get that attempt split and 80% accuracy, you will get to 80 to 90 percentile. Ma'am, I find it difficult to solve graph-based questions from pie chart, linear line graph, bar graph, and data interpretation. How to solve? Suryan, that is one of the easiest subjects. Now, the fact that you're struggling in it means that you don't know how to read graphs. It's basically like, it's just a small trick that you have to learn. Once you learn it, you will be able to do it without any mental effort or any real effort as such. Like once you know how to balance yourself on a cycle, there's no real effort involved after that. So it's just a trick that, or a type of thing that you have to learn. Now, how do you read a pie chart? Read 5 pie chart questions or 5 pie chart questions. See how do you actually translate any given graph to a table. What I would suggest is that do the reverse, okay? Go and open an Excel, make a table, okay? For pie chart, you need like a single column table, which is like distribution of something. So say your income distribution or your expenditure distribution, that you pay for rent, you pay this much money. For food, you pay 10,000. For entertainment, you pay 8,000 monthly, and this is all your expenditure of a month. Now a pie chart would be basically select all that data in Excel and say create pie chart. Then a pie chart will be automatically like created for you. So then you will see, okay, what is the connection between data and pie chart? If data increases, how does the pie chart angle increase? So you will be now getting an intuitive understanding of the data and pie chart connection as such. How to read the pie chart, how to read the data. You can also see our videos on how to read pie chart, how to read line graphs as such. But if you experiment in Excel also, you will get a very good understanding of each type of graph, because all of those graphs that you have mentioned, right, they are in Excel. So if you have the base data, converting that base data to a chart will be very easy, and then you can play around the data and see how the chart actually changes based on it. Then you will get a good understanding of how to read the chart based on the data that is there. Okay, the idea of charts is very simple. See the chart, read the chart, convert it into table. So if you see the table to chart method, you will be able to understand how to go from chart to table. Okay, so last question I'll take, and I've scored 96% in quants in last CAT, but now in mocks I'm not able to score about 80 in quants. So Chanukya, basically that means that you have the base knowledge. If you scored 96 percentile, it's not that you don't know the information, you don't know formulas, etc. You definitely know all of that. that means you have like you're no longer in touch with practice part. Like you become a bit rusty because of lack of practice. The only way you can get back to that form when you are like very, very good at quant is to practicing again. Solve a lot of questions. Go and see basically in quant when you're getting 80 percentile, go to each topic. In each topic, what was your attempt rate? What was your accuracy rate? If you're not doing well in profit and loss, just say that between this mock and next mock, I'm going to go crazy on profit and loss. I'm going to solve 100 questions. So at least in the next mock in profit and loss, I should get 100% attempt, 100% accuracy. So step by step like that, you can get back into form. There are only so many topics that you really have to do, like 10, 11 topics. Just make sure that you solve 100 questions from each of those topics. Between mocks, you will see that jump from 80 percentile to 90 percentile to 96 percentile and even above that. Okay, so thank you all those who have joined. I'm sorry some of the questions I was not able to answer. So please just put a comment below the video. We'll definitely answer the questions after the video is put up. I try to answer as many of the questions as possible. We'll be answering the questions in the comments also. So thank you a lot guys for those who have joined us, and I hope to see you again in the next live session. Thank you.